All right. Let us journey back to Middle Earth. So the council had come to a close, and you'd made a decision for 3 different hosts to set out. Now, your part is the smallest of the hosts, being a bit more of a strike team, while the others are a distraction. Because it's going to be quite obvious. You've got a host of 75 elves traveling across, and you've got 65 dwarves coming from the west. It's not something that's going to be unnoticed for very long, which you're well aware and you are hoping for.
Mm-hmm.
Whilst you guys sneak up, take out one of the smaller camps, and head up and around and make your way to Mount Graham. Hopefully will not be certain doom for you. Now, you had just started discussing strategy, and had gotten quite a lot of that done. Provisions and supplies you've gotten, your mounts are getting prepared. I have updated the calendar. And I've put, let's see, open this up. So I gave you, because once the band got back together, there was some resting, getting rid of fatigue, and had the council happen on the 20th of Nanima, which is the equivalent of February, I believe. Yes, it is. So we're almost into March. So I'm technically calling this the very beginnings of spring anyway, although technically it's not. But as far as the journey document goes, it will be spring by the time you get to the end of your journey. So let's go to, or whether you need to see this map or not, but I was going to go to the new map from last time, which I should have preloaded because it's quite big. Because you were all out on the east porch, which the configuration of the map puts it at the top, but it's not actually north. It's actually more like northeast on the proper map, but it's referred to as the east porch in the books. And so I have put, and I hope you guys agree, this is on my part, the Elven Company will include Dorhir and Meneloth from the Woodland Realm, and Arnulf and Hathis of the people of Beorn. And I put the people of Beorn with them because Beornings traveling with dwarves would be a little bit strange. For them to, whether they inherited Beorn's uneasy relationship with dwarves or influenced by him or not, I thought there might be a little bit of a hesitation. And then the Dwarven Company will include Onar, who came from the Arid Luin, Belar, who's also from there, and in his fellowship, Gilraeth, Edoras, and Rudigar, and then the 3 woodmen, because they're also wanting to look for their friend and relation, and that makes them journey further west. And if you guys have a disagreement about that division, because you guys didn't discuss it as players, so I'm not decreeing it. So if we wanted to change that, do let me know. And then and I'm going to shut up here in just a second and let you guys take over. But I would think also to be discussing any sort of provisions. I'll interject with NPCs as relevant, but getting things prepped beyond what I've put in the journey document. So do we want to say that, so this, do we want to say that we're still right there at the council, or has a day passed, or? I was going to view it as late afternoon by the time, well, not late afternoon, it wasn't late, was it? Elrond likes his councils in the morning, doesn't he? Real early. But that was
See it being late afternoon because we would have discussed the plans of who's going to go where, how we're going to take this on.
Yeah. All right.
Be it official council or not, I could see everybody kind of lingering.
Yeah. Okay. All right then. So, on the wrong tab. Belar, Rudigar, Gilraeth, Adoras. Put them together. That's not Belar, that's Bane. Get away from me! I'm not with you. And they are going with the Woodmen. Put them together. Unless you guys tell me differently.
No, I just need to remember their friend and brother's name in case when we get to Corbin.
Diarmok. Laskalin and Narniel, they've journeyed with you before, so they're going to continue with you. Dora here and Menaloth will go with the Bjornings, and then Marikar, was the Bjorning who's going to be traveling back to let Beorn know what's going on. Which is him there, it's separate, but I'll just put him separate briefly. And Onar is going with them. So I've just put them in groups as if they're discussing things. Okay. I'll turn it over to you guys now. I think that's all the prep I need to give.
I would approach Airbrand after like the council ends. There's kind of a lot of commotion. Everyone kind of groups off, and I'll come up to you and, my friend, I'm glad you have returned safely, and out again we go.
Once more into the wild. It's good to see you again, too.
Must admit I'm rather eager to get on the road, as peaceful as it is to be here in my home. The shadow does not wait and does not slow while we idle.
We have much work to do.
I have spent my time dutifully here, and I believe I have something which may aid us. Then I'll kind of like reach into this little pouch I have attached to my belt and
I raise my eyebrows and look.
pull out the Alanlin. I have crafted this amulet for you. Your bird speak is as of that of the Maiar, a rare gift. I believe this may enhance it.
Oh. Well, much thanks. And I look at it, and I assume you hand it to me, or
Yeah.
yeah.
Now
So I kind of look at
show
it
you how to use the
over
whistle.
all different ways, and uh, hmm. It's a mighty gift. Thank you, my friend. You must have spent much time on this.
I had the time to spend. Please try it.
Okay. So I do.
I forgot about this art that I did for it. So cool.
I will put it on your character sheet, Don.
It is equipped with a whistle that only birds can perceive and carries over a great distance. Also aids in gaining favor with anyone the bearer comes in contact with. +2 to all persuasion rolls.
So
So
I
long as it's visible,
use the
I guess.
whistle, and shall I try and persuade a bird to show up?
And I'm imagining the whistle that Gandalf did for Shadowfax, the sort of pulsing sort of sound.
Mm-hmm.
And you notice that, when you've done this before, sometimes you have to whistle a bit. Sometimes the birds come fairly quickly if they're really close by. And in no time, faster than what you've ever had happen before, a bird alights upon your shoulder. Now, whether that is due to this gift or due to the fact that you are in Rivendell, you cannot be sure.
Sure.
But still, the feeling that this will be of benefit kind of inspires you a bit.
Yeah, when the bird shows up, I laugh. I was like, "Ah, works indeed." And I talk to the bird a little bit and thank him for showing up, and of course give him a little seed cake. Although probably in Rivendell he doesn't really need that much. But
No, but and the bird, how was your journey here? We watched you from above.
oh, my friend, it was fine. We had some encounters, but all in all, it went well. And have you been safe? Have you been staying here in Rivendell in this safe valley? Or have you been wandering wide and far?
Safe indeed. Me and mine, we circle around the valley. And we keep a watchful eye out for travelers coming and going. We are friends to the elves. And to you now, sir. And he bows his head and kind of lifts one wing.
And I smile and wink at him. Or her. I assume it's him. But could be wrong. And I say, well, thank you for coming at my call. And please have some more refreshment here. And give him a little more cake. Seed cake.
Thank you. And he nibbles a bit more, then flutters away. You see him circle around overhead a little bit, and you see a couple other birds swoop near him, and then up and up they go until you lose sight of them behind some trees. Now, as game mechanic goes, I would like you to, I want to test it. It should automatically give you a +2.
So how when
you just roll persuade, and you should normally have 1, 2, 3, 5. My God, you're already favored and have 5 dice in it. You are forced to be reckoned with. Well, that's councils going in you guys' favor henceforth, more so than they have. You could go back to Thranduil and get an entire host of elves now, but you should roll. It should give you 7 dice if it works correctly.
All right, so just roll persuade and see what happens here.
Yeah, I want to see if I've done the coding right. I only rolled 5. Interesting. Let me double check, see what's going on with this really quickly.
That's a different look at the test.
Oh yeah, there's been an update. Did it this morning. It's mostly some bug fixes, but there's a little bit of cosmetic changes. Well, well, unless I'm doing the coding wrong here. It's got some, you guys probably can't see it, but on your view. I'm not going to waste time in the game time. I can test it outside of game, but you know, I'll leave that alone for now. Okay, well, we will have to do it manually then, I suppose. But anyway, +2 from here on out.
Okay.
Gandalf approaches you all. Let me bring O'Neill in. Your path has been set before you. Choice remains. When do we all depart?
Well, sooner the better. We should probably all check our stock of things, resupply as needed, and make haste.
Yes. Though I think certain parties need to set out before others. And perhaps I could maybe find out more about Mount Graham in this library I keep hearing about. Ben strokes his beard. And also fears the future role of lore.
I agree. The sooner the better. No point in waiting, dilly-dallying. But a bit of research wouldn't hurt either.
Yes, and as we already know, definitely should plan on when each group shall leave, so that our plans for distraction are successful.
As to the hospitality of Elrond, the use of the library, I'm sure Elrond would grant you access, but Master Dwarf, the collection of Elrond is primarily in the language of Quenya.
Oh, well, I don't know
But
Quenya.
glancing over at Angamandil and giving a little wink, you may know someone who might aid you.
Yes. Ben looks out the window. while I cannot read it, we could together read it, perhaps.
I can also assist if needed.
Yes, yes. Either or both would work. I cannot read it. Bane states again as if contemplating that fact.
So, guess we shall begin our planning and checking supplies.
Sounds
Yes, yeah.
reasonable.
What
I
have
hope
you
Master
Elrond says, what have you decided? On when you will depart?
We have decided once we are once we are stocked to set out after the Dwarven Company around the time of the Elven Company, but in the meantime gather what we need and also perhaps find out more about Mount Graham if it's in your library, my lord.
You are most welcome to use the library. I have gathered lore for many years. In your planning, 3 groups are to set out. And we should decide when they go.
That is also part of our planning to determine how long it would take each group so that our distraction plan is properly executed. We've determined the dwarves would need the most amount of time. We just now have to decide how many days lead we need to give them.
We should not tarry too long.
No. So
If our forces can be garnered soon, then say we go to the road.
yes. Yes.
I don't know how much logistical planning we need to really do specifically.
I would
We'll look
think
at-
we would decide when the dwarves should head up, because their journey time is a little bit longer.
The elves have 17 days, give or take. The dwarves have 14 days, give or take. Maybe a little bit more, because I guess are we discounting Bella? No, we aren't. 5 point. Oh, never mind. It just wasn't. added. Yeah, the dwarves have like 19, 20 days, give or take. Versus 17 for the elves, and then us is like 14, give or take, hopefully without failure. Or stopping. I mean, also to be fair, I guess the dwarves could, like... I mean, they'd be tired, but they could, like, force march it.
Yeah, although they might be not very battle worthy at the end of it.
Yeah. Well, at least Bellar's company could double take it to get to them. Can't, I think force march just gives you more fatigue, but I could be wrong.
It does give you more fatigue.
But I think it gets you further. So, even if it is just a hex.
Yeah, it does get you further. Let's see.
I would, well, Lord Elrond, do we have elves who might act as couriers and messengers between all of our forces throughout this endeavor? We can also use the birds with Master Herobrand's ability to track the progress of our armies.
Ah, you beat me to it. I was just about to suggest the birds.
Yes. The question
My
is
little
anyone
friends.
else?
Sorry, Jacob, you said something. Question is, what?
Does anyone in the other groups know bird? I guess we could just
We would
tie it.
just more or less use the birds to see if they've gotten to a certain point on the map.
They...
Use them like carrier pigeons. We'll attach a note to them.
Yeah, I guess we do. Well, we are running fairly parallel with the elves. I mean,
For a while,
like,
yes.
they could at least like light a fire in the tower or something to say, "Hey, we're here."
The elven folk have some ability of basic communication with the animals. At least enough to indicate danger, and we should fare well there. As you know, Adoras is traveling with the dwarves. But in answer to your question, yes, Wanderer, I do have... No, it wasn't Wanderer who said that. Who was it? It was...
Anga?
Anga, yes. I have set aside some of the elves to act as messengers. Swift on foot and swift on steed. Which should aid you.
Did we determine a location for our various siege groups to meet back up after their assaults, after our separate assaults?
Gandalf pipes up. That is not something that we had fully discussed. After the siege of the three camps, which we believe to be smaller, and the journey of your group, the other armies were to merge together to come up together in towards the central camp, which you have marked on
Perhaps
your map.
matters of... Is that the main camp assault?
Yeah, you guys had marked it, or Jacob did. I assume it was Jacob.
Perhaps matters of armies and war are better left to Master Glorfindel. We should focus on our short route through Corvin and then head to Mount Graham once the armies have drawn the eye of the shadow off our path.
Agreed.
Hmm.
Though I wouldn't mind a battle myself. Chuckles.
We'll have one waiting for us at Mount Graham, that I'm sure.
Indeed.
Just might be too wary by the time we get there. This is all just a diversion to get us in there anyways and weaken the resolve of the enemy and draw their forces elsewhere.
For a
There
dwarf,
will be
never
plenty of
fear.
work for your axe.
The filth must be cleaned out of Mount Graham.
Remember to bring your sharpening stone. You'll need it.
I never leave home without it. Though I do sharpen it on my enemies as well.
Master Dwarf, I'm sure you will get to see your share of battle. My hope is that it is not more than we bargained for. So what did you guys decide of when the dwarves should head out? Or Bellar and his company? To meet the dwarves?
Like
Yeah, they should
5 days early?
So they should leave, like, in the morning.
Yeah, I mean, unless they're insistent on force marching it, because then they need less time. But
Force march.
I think you travel 2 hexes instead of 1, but you gain a fatigue extra each day. I think from what I was reading.
Best they save their strength for the battle. I know they are probably eager, but
Well, I mean, with horses, they kind of negate the 1 fatigue anyway, math-wise, I think. So I mean, if they wanted to force march, it'd just be like a normal travel roll for them. But
Bellar overhears, because he's their guide. The dwarves shall lead them. And I can assure you that we will make haste. At least to meet up with the dwarven host. And we have our mounts. Timing is everything.
aye.
And with that, he nods. Turns to go back around, almost steps on Rudigar. Oh! Goes back and continues discussing with the woodman. Elrond turns to you guys, talks to all, addresses the entire, everyone on the porch here. We have a plan now. We shall depart soon of all hosts. But tonight, I invite you all into the Great Hall. Let us dine together once more. Once more in peace. And you can see
With
a bit of concern on his face, but... And he turns back to you, Bane. Let me bring him around here.
Well,
If you-
I never turned down a good bit of hospitality, meal, and a drink. Lord up.
Use of my library as you will. I'm sure Angamandil or Wanderer would be more than happy to lend a hand. And the translations according to your guidance.
Thank you again, my lord.
And he looks at each of you and nods his head. And him and Aristor. And Diron. Where's this? Go inside. So, what did you want to do now? It's what, late afternoon.
Well, I think I mean, I think it happened last time, so I think Elrond or Rivendell in general will probably prepare our mounts.
Oh yeah.
We don't really have to prepare our foodstuffs or anything. But I mean, the library seems the next best choice. Unless we're going straight to the meal. And, you know, Bane might need to find a stool and make sure the ladders don't collapse under his weight in the library, so. Top shelf books and all.
I would imagine Mirrorvore is not going to be one of our normal supply things they provide us with. So at some point before we leave, I want to inquire about some more from someone.
Well, you know who makes it. He just left with Elrond. That's Aristor.
Okay.
He's the one who has the recipe, and it's rumored that he has part of the ingredients, although he guards the recipe. But the rumor is that there's a bit of nectar from a flower that comes only from Valinor that he has left from a very long, long time ago.
How much Maribor do we have left?
I believe I've got 3 doses left.
You're pretty low.
Yeah. Oh, went a good long time with just two entire I don't know what you
Bottles.
containers, bottles.
Yeah, it's like a bottle of wine. Well, not glass, but ceramic.
I was thinking it was more like a water skin, but yeah, a ceramic container would make sense. Anyway, but if I am needed in the library, I shall go there first.
Well, out of character, that depends. What's your lore skill? Maybe 1. And granted, I only have to hit 16, but it's still not a great number.
So?
Sorry.
You Jacob asked what your lore skill is.
Let's see. Lore of 2 and not favored.
your number lower than 16?
It's total number of wits is 60. Yeah.
Oh, okay, it's the same. But you get another one. Alright. And then, dare I ask, Agamemnon? I feel like you're in the same camp as me. But I could be wrong.
I might have some lore. Let me check. I'm pretty good at lore. I'm an elf after all.
True.
Shall I roll it?
What's your number?
3 favored.
Oh, jeez. And what's your number you have to hit?
What is that? Oh, it's wits. 13.
Yeah.
So easy.
Oh,
Jesus,
yeah, you're
man.
Wow.
I say that now, but
Roll a bunch of ones.
Yeah, well, I've only been using you for lore. Okay. Yeah, you're coming to the library, definitely.
I was hoping to train my swordsmanship a bit more, but I suppose I can help you with your research.
Well, Master Elf, you gotta sharpen and train your wits as well as your sword. Sometimes knowing about the coming battles the best way to win it. Dramatically advancing to start off towards the library.
Yeah, I'm not gonna waste hope on it.
Well, I think you're gonna get help from us because we're helping you, I'd assume. You'll
Yeah.
search. Some of us can read, but the others can search. Out of curiosity, is the map taking forever to load for anyone else?
Is this still loading for you?
one?
It's just black screen. Maybe I just need a refresh. Let's try.
What browser
No,
are
it
you
loaded
using?
just fine for me.
Google Chrome.
I know that
There's just like fog of war kind of things. That's all right, isn't it? Just when you walk into different places, you can see them.
Unless my seat was just perpetually in a place I can't see.
can you see your token?
No, I saw my token. It's just everything else was black. Let's see if this fixes it.
Oh, I mean, I can see things. I mean, I can't see inside the building until I go inside, but
Also, make sure, I don't know if whether it's like for the player view, but make sure you click on your token. But I will say too that on because I use Chrome for my game for what I'm control, but I use Firefox because I need a different browser for what I record the game on, and Firefox doesn't like the map, and it only shows black. So since we've been going here, I've had to load up Safari.
Maybe if I move. No, it's still changing my view. It's just everything's black.
Oh, that really
Oh,
sucks.
do you see the room that we're in now?
No, I see the lighting effects working. I just see nothing, but it's alright.
Do you see my token?
Yeah, no, I see tokens. I know you don't switch your Discord page a lot, but if you look at Discord, I showed you what I can see.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I see that. Yeah, I think it's not loading for you. It might. If you have another browser you can try, I suspect you're going to have better luck.
Oh yeah, yours looks different. Okay.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm using Chrome as well, and
Yeah. I mean, Chrome on my MacBook doesn't work with some maps. Chrome on my desktop works perfectly. Why? I couldn't tell you.
Look at it last time.
Did it?
So
I haven't changed anything. So it must be some sort of online glitch of sorts.
but regardless, to the library.
Yes,
I
I
just
will
don't know
move your
about that.
token there, and I will get Glorfindel out of it. All right, so
How much help am I getting for my lore roll? Just one support from companion.
depends on what.
Oh, good. Now I can see.
What'd you do? Just reload?
Yeah, I did. I don't know. I cleared my cache just in case, but that seemed to help.
Ah, there's a thought. I have to try that out on my MacBook to see if that fixes that. Never thought about that. All right. Angamandil, I moved your token into the library.
Oh,
And Wander, I cannot find your token anywhere. So, oh, there you are.
I am still out on the porch by the door.
I'll drag you there because I can drag you through walls from my view.
It's the only reason I haven't moved yet. I'd be searching. I'm like, where's the library going?
unless he's wandered off, Bane would have also asked Gandalf if he knew anything of Mount Graham, other than generalities.
He hasn't wandered off. He was still out. He was still out on the porch. He was talking with the elves from the Woodland Realm, Narniel and Laskalin.
He's probably the most traveled. Unless we're talking about some other people, but
Let me see what Gandalf would guide you. Hold on. Although, I mean, his lore skill is out of this world and favored. And a low target number, but that's his main thing. Let's see. You gotta be joking me.
Uh-oh.
Which as much he passed, but as much dice as he had, he just got a single success. I'll show it to you.
so many fours.
I know it. But his feet die. Favored. He's only got a 2. But still. That's still, even if he got a higher one on his feet die, he still isn't going to get more than a single success.
Yeah.
So, what he tells you isn't much more than what you knew, or what you had gained. You gained some knowledge in Erebor, but the base of Mount Graham is a labyrinth of narrow passes between feet of the mountain, and is quite dangerous for being ambushed and getting lost. But the rumor is it was a dwarven mine, an outpost, but the rumor is that they had a secret entrance down at the base. The main entrance is higher up, about halfway up the mount. It can be seen for a great distance, but you have to traverse through the maze below. The only thing I remember is, as is common with dwarven doors, especially of the hidden kind, reveals itself in moonlight. Beyond that, I'm afraid, Master Dwarf, my knowledge ends.
thank you for it nonetheless. Trouble.
All right, those of you up in the library. The rest of this, this is the second floor. There's some guest rooms and Elrond's chambers. And then there's the big open common area there where people hang. And also Gandalf's bedroom. To navigate, wander around this, if you go up the stairs, it automatically teleports you between your token between the two floors. That coding is working well. It's instant too. Anyway, but I moved you there. So, who is aiding Agamandil, and what is the nature of your aid? There are scrolls and books everywhere.
Well, Bane will aid Agamemnon, and he will look for particularly dwarvish-looking scripts, bindings, and the like, since I'm assuming he would know what that looks like compared to everything else.
It would stand out like a beacon to you. Everything else either in the flowing script of Sindarin or some of the more blocky sort of writing of other forms of Elvish rune shapes. One thing the three of you do notice on this central table here, you can see some of what Elrond has been looking at recently, and strewn across that table are various maps of area doors, specifically focusing on the Etten Moors and Rudauer.
The Edenmoors and where?
Rudauer in general.
Oh.
Which is the entire region that you're... I mean, Rudauer ends... I forget what does it end?
Where all the camps are, basically.
Yeah.
Should I make a lore roll?
So you've got help from 2. That'll be a hope point from Wanderer and Bane then, if you're helping.
Will that reduce our hope automatically, or do I have to do that?
You have to subtract it because
Okay.
When he makes a roll, it doesn't know from who it's coming from.
Oh, I guess that's true.
It's not quite at the prompt where it says who's helping you.
That is a nice coding that could come up if they want to add that.
Does it make me inspired? I forget what inspired is.
You just when you make a roll, you're just going to click help from companion. I believe is what it says.
And then when I click that, it like brings up the inspired option.
Hold on.
I forget what inspired is. I remember we talked about it once. Oh yeah, and it's the PDF though.
Oh yeah. Sorry, why do I forget this?
Inspiration, page 20.
What I've put on the screen, it just...
I think if I recall, 1 hope counts for 2.
That's if it's a fellowship focus that's helping you.
I could.
Inspiration.
And
Oh,
one
that's
hope
when I spend a hope.
So instead of getting 1 dice, you'd get 2 dice.
Distinctive features or cultural virtue.
Yeah, that's when it comes in. The only reason that becomes visible to you is because if you're not spending a hope yourself or getting support from a companion, then
Well, I do
inspired
have
is nothing
evil
anyway.
men. I have evil men lore. I don't know if there have ever been a presence of them at Mount Graham, and that would help this inspire me. But
I have shadow lore.
Yeah, it would be based on what Angamondil has as a distinctive
Yeah.
feature. If you're a fellowship
I'm not
focus,
inspired. The thing is, I don't want to spend a hope on this. I
No,
don't think
no,
I
no,
need to
I meant-
waste it.
if Angamondil is the fellowship focus, he's a fellowship focus of Bane.
Hey,
Both of them.
Well, then
Oh,
a point when they spend 1 point of hope, then the raw rules is that it's a bonus of 2 die for you because you're the fellowship focus. So is Angamondil your fellowship focus?
Yes.
Oh my god. So if you and Bane are spending 1
Yeah.
point of hope, that's 4 bonus dice for Angamondil. There is no limitation it mentions at all, so I'm going to assume there's nothing. So mechanics wise,
Right. I have support from a companion, and then a bonus from it, and then another support from companion with bonus, giving me 4 dice. Bonus.
so if you were to click support from companion, then go ahead and click inspired, because that would give you the same mechanic, and then add +2 on your penalty bonus dice down below. That will make the coding correct.
9 dice.
Great success.
Oh, that only rolled.
only 1 additional 6, yeah.
And then you've got skills special success table. You can decide what you want to use for the extra success.
Probably.
It is. It's on the screen sheet.
It didn't roll the amount of dice it said it was going to. Let me do one more and see what happens, just as a test. Yeah, in my sheet it says 7 base, 2 feet. And then when I click roll, it only rolls 6 base and 2 feet.
Hold on.
I wonder if the inspiration... Yeah, because when I clicked inspired, it bumped the dice up. And then I added 2 more and it bumped it up. But only rolled 1 less than it said it would. Maybe there is a max of 3 in the coding. Oh, you know what I can try? Let's do not inspired and just do 3 bonus dice. Yeah, there, that worked. So inspired does do something. It maxes out at 3. Even with inspired, you have to do the bonus dice.
Interesting.
I mean, it's great success no matter what, so...
Yield the same results. All right,
Yeah.
so skill special success. I suspect I know what you're going to choose because it's kind of relevant for this, but the one gain insight would be thought. I don't know if widen influence seems to not apply to this section, this situation.
Hi.
I see your car. That's why I came up. Did you want to put it downstairs?
Oh, no, I got it.
Thank
There's
you.
a hot mic.
But
Yeah, I mean, gain insight. I'll do it stealthily. I'll move quietly. I'm
Fine.
gonna read silently for a while. Don't talk to me.
You guys
Very
just
grumpy
lose,
look on your face.
you guys lose track of Angamondil. You just, where's it gone? Comes back. Here it is. Got the answer. Right.
Oh, the moving light was cool. I didn't notice.
Yeah, those are. I did that effect because not that that's what your character would really see, but just the fact to indicate that it's elvish magic in the lights.
Mm-hmm.
That each person who looks at it would describe it differently, so I kind of made it kind of freaky to simulate that. And it looks cool. It's like a slow-moving disco. Everyone gets down. All right. So, what you learn, and Jacob, I'm going to allow you to create part of this because you know more about Kuzdul than I do. And you won't share that knowledge with me, so you're going to have to. But what you have learned is that it was a mine, but it was also used by the dwarves as an outpost to keep a watch out along the northern mountains. It wasn't the only place that they had. I mean, it was in a long chain, from Erebor to them, but they had set up the ability to defend. And in typical dwarven fashion, there's a lot of things they've done with the inside about passages and things like, the dwarves aren't as tall, but neither are some orcs, but they would make some doorways lower so that you'd have to duck your head to go to get through, and then by ducking your head, it makes you kind of vulnerable as you go into a room where a waiting defender could attack you without you being aware. And also just the cleverness of their passageways. But you too learn of this secret entrance. Now, its exact location you cannot find. And indeed, there's not the sort of lore and knowledge that would be widely shared anyway. However, what you have learned is that it is magical, and it does require a password. And that password, I'm going to leave up to Jacob.
Oh.
But it is written there in Kuzdul, which you won't know, but you will know that it is Dwarvish.
Fang goes, this is something I can read.
And it actually took you quite a bit to find this. This was quite buried. The passwords, it's not something to be left lying around. But the other thing, and while Jacob decides that, the other thing that you learn is that the enemy has had control of this mount for a very long time. And while they have most certainly defiled the areas of the main entrance and a few layers, you feel like, just from the writings, that there's no way they figured out the lower levels. You also know, you would have gained this. This would be from writings, because there was a battle fought up there, obviously. I can't remember the name of it now, the Battle of Angmar, but the forces of the free peoples gathered and fought hard. And they knew at the time that they did not defeat all of the enemy, because the enemy scattered. And they scattered down into the nether regions. So you feel like, assuming you could find this secret entrance, and could get and the password that is written down there is indeed correct, Although the forces may not have discovered all the secrets, but the chances of you running into resistance, even down below, are not negligible. And certainly the higher you go, the more you're going to run into, but I think that's enough knowledge to give you a great success. I wonder, I know you speak Sindarin. Are you well versed in Quenya as well, which is kind of like the Elvish Latin?
I don't think I ever. It would probably be one of them things I know a few words, but not very well.
Yeah, the elves fill their conversation with certain phrases from Quenya. I mean, the older elves are very fluent in it, of course.
And Wanderer's kind of young, isn't she?
Yeah. I had only set off on my journey a couple of years.
Yeah, you're only 23. Although you are Dunedain, so... Oh my god, that makes you quite young for a Dunedain.
Yeah. Yeah, what they said, they start their journeys around 20, was it? Something like that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so... Yeah.
And somewhere around 50, 55 is when they look to settle down.
Which I find odd, because Aragorn was much older. And
Yeah.
still at it.
He ends up dying, I think he's 205 when he dies. If I remember right from the lore.
Yeah, because I forget what he said he was in the
85.
the movie. Okay.
Something like that. 80 something. Anyway.
Okay, I couldn't remember if that's what he said or if that was what what's her face guessed.
No, she didn't guess it, but she couldn't believe it.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, anyway. So, I'll let you guys discuss. However much of that you decide to share.
Well, it seems I have not found anything more than we already know here.
I like to imagine one of the many dwarven looking books that Bane has plopped, or scrolls that Bane has plopped down in front of Agamandil. Maybe he eventually opens.
Unicorn, do you share all that you learned with them?
Yeah, I feel like I kind of know where in the library to find the pieces we need and find this passage that speaks of the hidden door and we knew about but don't know where it is, but now we see the word that will get us inside at least. So the next trick will be finding the door. Where would a dwarf hide such a thing? Secret entrance in a massive mountain stronghold. I look to Bane specifically.
Well, we already know it's on the northwestern side. They would not want it to come across almost by accident.
Would that be a bare side of the mountain or a forested?
They would probably not want it to be, again, open to all eyes, so it would probably be nestled in between maybe the two mountains on the northwestern side. If I had to guess. Either that or on the back end of the mountain. But it said northwestern side, so it'd probably be towards the other mountain ranges. coming up on some obscure part of it.
Perhaps the people of Corbin, Shirvale know. Well, I guess they're one township now. Maybe they know some there knows some information of the mountain, anyways. Who knows what they know.
Unicorn, your audio's gotten really sort of strange.
Gosh.
Wow, I offended him. He left. Yes, kill the elf. We don't need him.
But so, well, that's good to know that there's a password that's needed now that I have it.
Yeah, that should be fixed.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perhaps the people of Chervale, or well, they're at Corvin now.
Yeah.
Maybe some of their hunters know of the area.
Perhaps. Though, if it is as orc-ridden as claimed, they might have tried to stay clear of it.
True. Perhaps they know of some wild men in the area that we might find as a guide. Yeah.
Hmm.
We must take our journey one step at a time, I suppose. We have the I don't want to say code word, something more fitting, but the password to enter. We will rely on your dwarven nose when we get there to find it, I suppose.
Aye. Nose, ears, and eye. And my beard.
Agamandil yawns. All this research has tired me. I must bathe and rest. Sharpen my sword for our journey.
Do you plan on skipping dinner? Great to meet you.
Oh, I'll be there. Our last fine meal for some time, I imagine.
Lembas bread can only sustain a person so much.
And as you head out of the library, and you can see that just from the movement of all the serving elves and the smell, you're beginning to smell the food. And you can tell that it will be time to eat soon. So you have got time to clean up, you're quite certain. Just moving tokens into the Great Hall. All right. I'll move you guys into the center of the Great Hall, and you can decide where you're setting. If you wish, it's quicker to move you that way. Terrabrand. Stop. There we are. All right. I, of course, still haven't made many tokens of elves. I'm not sure that I will. There's a lot to move around all the time. But
Well, you need 75 for that one.
yeah,
one group
I
at
gotta
least.
get that going on, and
Get right on that.
just get that ready to go. But everyone's sitting with cultures. So we're gonna imagine there's a lot more elves about. Hogar bigger than the others. All right.
Andy, can we change our was it our items? Like our useful items?
You can. I forget the rules for that, but
I don't think it says anything. It's just because sometimes you can use them as, you know, to get a advantage to whatever skill it is. You know, depending on if you deem it's, you know, it makes sense.
Here it is. I found the rules.
Okay.
Must happen during the fellowship phase, which I've granted you guys a mini fellowship phase for this time period.
Okay.
So now's the time. It is technically listed as a fellowship phase endeavor, which you guys haven't chosen one. So you could choose this.
I was just thinking I don't really use my that dragon class for awe. Awe's not my thing, you know, persuade is more my thing. And I might change. I was thinking of getting like maybe a lute or something, because I'm starting to, you know, I'm writing those songs and things like that.
That makes sense. So what, to benefit song?
Yeah.
And what better place to get one than Rivendell?
Right. Here, Rivendell, I can sit around play, you know, while you guys are in the doing lore. I'm kind of fiddling around with the fiddle over there, you know.
Well, you've been. Let's see. Let me open that. Let's see. You guys. You've been almost a week in Rivendell since you arrived. It hasn't been that long. Just barely rested up, but a lot of sitting around in the Hall of Fire, and most certainly Lindir has got, because he's also a luthier. He's got to have a spare lute, and could have been showing you a few things. Though Lindir is a little bit reserved, but there's loads of other elves as well who could have. But yeah, I would allow that if you wanted to.
Cool.
You have to remove the rules are that you cannot have more than the limit of your, which is allowed by your standard of living. So you take a lute and make that, if you put like UI in brackets after the name of it, I need to actually make the item, don't I? You can't actually, you don't have the ability to, do you? Here, I'll make one real quick and bring it over to you. I don't think you do you? I haven't given you guys the ability to do that.
I don't know. Let me see.
Probably not. I'll just make it in the traveling gear. That's where it goes. A lute is definitely required for traveling gear. Let's do So I don't have an icon that I could use for. It's gonna have to just be one generic. Loot. There you go. There's a loot in traveling gear. You can drag it to your sheet. And then when it gets there, you can modify its name and just put like UI in brackets,
Okay.
just so we can see it.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And I'm pretty sure, I mean, I could actually set it to where, well, I say that I could set it to where it would automatically help your song rolls, but it didn't work for your medallion, so
Then just put under. Where do I put the UI? Just after its name there.
that's what. Oh, I see what you've done for Dragon Tooth Clasp. You've put awe in brackets.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be better to put the word song in brackets afterwards. And then for your Dragon Tooth Clasp, you just remove the word awe from it.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, that's how that would work.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Did I do it? Yeah, looks good. Okay, yeah. Cool. Thanks.
All right.
The useful items get a +2 on a roll. Is that what it was?
They can. You get your inspired.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. It's in the. It's on the sheet.
Okay. I completely forgot about that and hadn't been using mine. Oops.
Hold on. I lost the music.
Grants 1d1, one item per roll.
There we go. Let's see. Yeah, outside of combat, yeah. So you get, and you can do that as much as you want. There's no limit. I mean, in a session. All right. So at the bottom of the hall, there are some elven minstrels performing. On the high table, Arwen sits underneath the canopy that was previously made for her mother. Whose name is completely escaping me right now. Starts with a C. Celebrian.
Celebrian.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Elrond sits at the head where he always sits. And it's just a feast. And the mood you get is that although much danger awaits everyone over the coming weeks, but for the moment that is forgotten. And people are at peace. And there's laughter and merriment. And I need to describe to you, let's see. So the windows in here are all stained glass and they're very tall. And this great hall is actually 2 stories tall on the inside. The library is above it, but the library is 2 floors up. but on the left-hand side, behind the dwarves, there's cloth, a woven tapestry up on the wall. And it depicts an elven ship sailing into the high sea, heading west. And as you look at it throughout the night, it changes. And you swear. Sometimes you feel like a sea breeze gently blowing on your face. Sometimes you smell it.
Pipe weed.
Sorry?
It's not the pipe weed.
Maybe not. The next thing I was going to describe goes into that. Sometimes you smell a sweet fragrance in the air, or hear the sound of singing as if it come over the water. And sometimes you look at it and it looks as if the waves are rolling. And sometimes when you look at it, it looks as if you can see distant white shores appearing on the horizon. And because your eyes keep coming back to it because you're in conversation, and it's different every time. Of course, Angamondale and the other elves don't think anything of it. Obviously, this is normal. But and you have a full meal, and it is very refreshing. Maybe not quite as meaty as the dwarves and the Bjornings would like, but still you feel very full. And the evening progresses and moves into the Hall of Fire for singing and the telling of tales. Bellar and his group retire earlier since they are departing in the morning. And though they've allowed themselves to relax, you can see that there is discussion of plans and timings and you all have been, you've been staying in guest rooms anyway in the guest house, but however late you guys decide to stay up is up to you. And if you plan to get up to see off Bellar and his company, they're planning to depart quite early.
Of course, can't let them leave without well wishes.
Yeah. Yes, groggy-eyed perhaps, but yes, we'll wake up and wish them good luck and good travels, safe travels.
Bane shall bid good tidings to his kinfolk. Bellar and Onar.
Onar, yes, and they both say back to you, "We'll see you on the battlefield."
Aye. In this life or in all his halls.
And they raise a fist. Yeah. And there is a few of the elves and Lendir and Elrond were also out there as well, and Elrond speaks to them, and you hear him say, "May you fare well on your journey and be victorious, and let us all return." And the road awaits you. And with a look back of Bella and his fellowship at everyone, Aedoras is the only elf going with him who is an elf of Rivendell. Looks back, and then they look towards the road, and they depart. At the same time, because the Beornites are going with him, Marikar departs. It is a solo journey that he's taking. However, until he gets to the Misty Mountains, Elrond is sending 2 elves to join him. Although he did resist that, or attempt to. And I will mark that on the calendar. This calendar is going to come in very handy for keeping track of this. Wrong button. All right. Save note. There you go. And then you guys are planning to head out 4 days later, on the 25th. So, I think, unless there's any role-playing to do, what are you gathering anything else more for supplies?
I just gotta go to speak to, done forgot his name again already, about the Mirror War.
Aristor.
Aristor.
Just make sure I have enough pipe weed. Since my hobbit friends have got me hooked on this. But otherwise, I think I'm equipped as well as necessary.
Sounds like the next time we are close to the Shire, we should stop and say hi to Master Fulvis and restock your supply of pipe weed.
Fulvis's herbarium.
Yeah, you know he grows it.
Master tobacconist.
Yeah. That's how he earns his money. That's why he's traveling to Bree all the time, because he's carrying supplies.
And he's selling it too. Got him a
Special
little
blend.
Oh,
Special
yeah.
blend.
Yeah. All right. Just kidding.
Recipe number 21. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I know what I'm missing.
I changed the formatting just a little in the journal to show the total days of each company at the beginning. And we essentially have like a 10-day overlap before we really have to leave. So maybe it would be that we coordinate on a certain day that we all attack at the same time.
Or aim to, anyway, as long as you don't get into.
Right. Kind of knowing a set basically how long it's going to take everyone kind of coordinate on this date when we should all be in place, and maybe we are using the elf riders and the birds along the way to kind of coordinate that.
Oh, I see what you've done there. It's right at the top of each of that.
Yeah. So if we're coordinating our attacks on the minor camps, the dwarfs are going to be almost 20 full days before they're there, which gives everyone else plenty of time to...
So you've got, what, 10 days before you actually need to set out?
Right, but I think we could also plan to spend some time in Corvin.
Ah, yes.
Or give ourselves a nice buffer for whatever we find along the way.
Oh, there you go. Built-in mini fellowship. At least to rest up and get your fatigue gone.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And considering that you get anywhere from 4 to 7 fatigue points on a journey, you've got you probably don't want to. Leaving in like 4 days is probably wise, and then you've got like 5 days to rest up in Corwin. Not bad. Good plan. Let's see. I'll stop. Map is behaving strangely.
Bane, now that he has found his way through the shadows. As my screen has gone dark again.
Oh, what?
He's gonna bid a fond farewell to Elleray before leaving, since she seems so sad and alone.
Oh, I see you there, over in the Hall of Fire. Yeah, I didn't move her token earlier. I forgot to. You're not invited to this big feast, even though you live here.
I just had to run into a few walls along the way.
Whoops. I don't know, why does it disappear on you, man? It's just shit. I mean, it's quite a few megabytes for the map. I didn't want to make it... I wanted a high-resolution map, but it's big.
It's doing that every so often.
Well, if you ever get time to investigate it between sessions, just to leave it open, see what happens. If you have any suggestions for what I could do, or make 2 versions, a low res and.
Well, I don't know why my computer would suddenly have a problem with it now versus every other time.
It's probably maybe just something going on with the network right now. It isn't going to be a problem. And then again, next session you're not even going to be in here. You're going to be elsewhere. You can be out in the plains. All right. Okay then.
And there it goes. I can see it again. I hope I just don't understand. All right, but I shall bond farewell to Elleray. And Bane has actually gathered small pieces of where they journey through Rovanian, since Elleray could not accompany them. And hands them to her.
He's done what?
He's gathered because Elleray did not accompany them on the journeys.
Yeah.
So in Rovanian, he picked up it might seem, not a big thing, but he's gathered a leaf from Mirkwood.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Piece of honeycomb, or from Beorn's house.
Oh yeah.
Corn from Radagast's place.
And that will please her. Yeah, Elleray is actually, that's the personality you had for her, Unicorn, is that she was extremely depressed, extremely sad, the sort of elven depression. Her and Lindir must be really good friends.
I do like playing characters like that.
But what's funny is he's kind of tied them all together into a makeshift I mean, you can decide necklace or bracelet, and it's kind of with one of his, I don't know if you could tell, but it's one of his like long braided hairs. He's kind of beard hair, or his long braid there.
Wow, that's really cool. No, I'm sure it's something that she will treasure. Okay. Wanderer, you, over these 4 days, you guys are getting the last of your rest, looking over your maps. I will. Bane. There is. Let's see. Where did I put it? There we go. If you want this or not, I don't know if you would. A fellowship phase undertaking
Okay.
of. Where's it at? Where is it at? Ponder storied or figured maps, which gives you +1 on your journey events die roll for the entire next adventuring phase, which is until you get to a fellowship phase again. Although you didn't say that you were going to do it, so I'm retconning it. I'm breaking a rule if you wanted to do it, but
Yeah, I actually didn't pick anything for this fellowship phase. Totally didn't cross my mind, but
I didn't know if I
that
got
sounds
it.
good to me because I was kind of thinking when we were in the library and saw Elrond's maps and stuff, I would have pulled out my maps and kind of updated them with anything that I didn't have.
I might be remembering wrong, but does it automatically give us that from Elrond being our patron?
he. Hold on. You get an extra fellowship point because of him. Hold on. I can find it real quick. Should be able to. I thought I wrote it on your fellowship sheet under. There's a notes or description at the bottom. There we go. Nope.
What are you doing? Are you talking about ponder storied and figured maps?
Yeah, as a
Yeah.
fellowship phase undertaking. Oh yes. That's by choosing the meet patron undertaking to visit Elrond. You additionally apply a modifier +1 to all feat die rolls made to determine journey events. And this is in addition to pondered story maps.
Wow.
But because this is where I differ on the raw rules.
And I'm gonna ignore the part where it says he can find out all qualities of marvelous artifacts and wondrous items because sometimes I like it to be a surprise.
Yeah.
That feels more like a Yule thing if you wanted to waste your. I agree. Well, I was thinking I might do a study magical items for mine because I didn't pick one either. I realized.
Yeah. Apparently, if you meet with Elrond, though, he can just tell you. Apparently.
Hold on. Look out. Let's see.
But yes, other
So
than
yeah,
that,
that works for me because I guess I'm the one that's left with the maps now that we don't have Fulvis and his maps.
Well, Bane is the guide.
Oh, right.
yeah. Believe it or not, before Fulvis took
Yeah,
that role,
I remember.
we were kind of even, but there was no one else that was decent at Explore, so I was like, I'll take that one. I'll take that hit.
Oh, yeah, I was
Wasn't-
better at something else.
You're good at two things actually. Your new talent allows
I
you to
can
do
do.
you fill two roles. Yeah. So, um, this the way I had changed the fellowship phase undertakings. So what it normally is you can only choose one group event, like you all have to do it, and then in a Yuletide you could choose one group event and then one personal event. I didn't really like that, so I allow you all to choose personal events, but you can only do the one. So I don't know how I feel about that stacking with Elrond and then ponder storied and figured maps without it being like a Yule.
Mm.
To where you can have both. Because it seems a bit OP. That like, okay, I'll meet with Elrond and then you go study the maps and then we've got +2. But then again, it's only Bane making the roll, so he can't do two things anyway.
No, I cannot.
I mean, two fellowship phase undertakings. So anyway, so this is the last thing to determine, and then I have a little bit more to say, and then I think we'll take a break, and then we'll actually start the journey when we come back from break. So, Bane, what would you choose to do as a fellowship phase undertaking?
Make sure there's nothing else that I missed out on. I'm trying to remember where the part of the notes that says where it is. No. Oh, it's in the resource tab, isn't it? There we go.
Yeah, unfortunately, I made it. It's a PDF, which is really, really tiny. You have to expand the journal really big. Or in Discord, it's under resources, and you can open it up. And it's easier to read.
All those are good. Oh, I see. Well, we unironically already researched lore in the House of Elrond, although we're really looking to.
Yeah, I screwed up on that, so my mistake. So I'm still gonna let you choose one.
Elrond's not even a 2E option with a starting patron, is he?
He is.
He is.
It's in the blue packet with the
Rivendell supplement pack that came with the screen, I believe.
Oh, I see.
I don't think I've put that where you guys could read it.
The one that takes you for a real loop. The one that takes you for a real loop is the supplement for the Wilderlands, I think, which is
the what? Sorry.
Whichever one gets Saruman as your patron.
Sounds interesting. Play an evil game.
I was just thinking the same thing. I'm like, whoa.
He's not evil yet, but he definitely has ulterior motives.
Is that in the second edition? What book is that? I've got all of them.
It's a PDF. It's the PDF that they gave you, like.
Oh, for the Oh God, what's it called?
I think it's Wilderlands. I could be wrong, but I think it's Wilderlands.
Is it the People of Wilderland?
Yeah.
There it is. That's what details the Bjornings, Workwood Elves, and the Woodmen. That's not it. Peoples of Wilderland. Anyway, so what are you guys deciding to do each?
I'm gonna stick with the map one. Because I'm definitely not making any songs.
The map one.
story and figure maps.
This is also technically only a half, like a small fellowship.
Yeah.
We only recovered half hope for it, so I mean, whose items still need something discovered? Because I can spend time unlocking another
I've been told I have
blessing.
more than one tier, but I have no clue. So plus I sometimes activities.
It would tell you what it would do, but you still have to have the valor for it
Yeah.
to, like, to use a D&D term, attune to you.
Yeah.
I think I've unlocked all of mine. I'm gonna check the bow. I don't know much about the bow. It's only got one power as far as I can tell.
Is it kind of guaranteed that all items have 3 blessings?
No, there is no guarantee on that.
Let's see.
Like,
Well,
for
maybe-
example, Wanderer's Sword only has one blessing.
That's
but it
Orc
has
Slayer.
it has 2 other things on it as well, though. Like, it's, I mean, standard things, you know, like Grievous or Keen. I can't remember what it
Superior
is.
fell.
The
And
superior,
Grievous, Superior fell, and Keen.
yeah, the superior fell is the blessing.
I guess I can do it on my own weapon, my new one. I'll study my new blade and like be practicing with it while we're still here.
Hey, you said
Gonna
you wanted
learn
to spend
about
time
it.
with your sword anyway.
Yeah, I have sessions now, so that's actually makes sense. So I guess I'll unlock my second blessing, or at least know what it is. I guess if I have 3 valor, then it'll actually take effect, assuming there is one. Yeah.
It's, the way it works is that it's like, if you found a magic item and you've got 3 valor, then you only have the first blessing. So it's,
Oh, I see.
as you gain valor from that point, which, do the maths there. If you find a weapon after you've reached a valor of 3 and it's limited to 6, you would never get all 3. At least for the rules that are written.
Oh, well, I would think it's 1 valor lets you use the next blessing, but you have to have 3 to get the first one. You think it's 3 for each blessing?
No. I meant, like, if you had a valor of 4, or let's say, or 5, sorry, and you found a magic item, you'd have its first blessing. When you got a valor of 6, you'd get its second, but you can't get a valor of 7, so you'd never unlock the third one, assuming it had one.
That's the way I was thinking about it too.
Oh, I feel like that's what these fellowship activities are for, because it's like which explains why in a fellowship you're only supposed to take 1 action per group. Same with the map thing. You're right; it's like totally overpowered to get 3 extra dice.
Am I
I
breaking
can see why they
something
did
here?
that. But I feel like that gets you around that by unlocking it using a fellowship action is another way to get blessings opened up.
It's very vague when it talks about it. It says to learn. I'm on that. It's page 123 in the core manual, but it to learn all there is to be discovered about the qualities of all marvelous artifacts. All of them, like everything you own, not just one person, everything in the party. But it just says to learn. I need to look at the.
Holy shit!
Yeah, that would explain why Elrond is good to go to. He'll just be like, hey, look at all this cool stuff.
Yeah, and then in the let's see. Hold on. I don't want to spend too much more time on game mechanics here, but no, that wouldn't be the same. The way, at least the way the rules are written. So, this is how on page 164 how famous weapons and armor work, and it says valor first needs strength and then a weapon, and the more heroes grow in heroic stature, the more powerful the magic items become. So you might be able, it says it activates the quality. So you might be able to learn about the history and the abilities of it from a fellowship phase, but it still has to grow in strength with you.
It's interesting, yeah. Spending valor, not even just having enough valor to use it, but having to actually spend your valor, which is kind of lame. You can only, like you said, you're maxed at 6 valor, so it's, I mean,
However, it's like, we'll cross that road when we come to it, but if it happens, but at least the way the stories are written, and it talks about it in the core rules that, you know, like Frodo was meant to have the ring, Bilbo was meant to find it. You know, they were, you know, finding Glamdring and Orcrist, they were meant to be discovered. And what's his fate? It kind of locked into them, and they find that early on. You know, Sting, other than Gandalf, he's not young, but so you find him when you're young, and then you grow with them, or you get when you're young. Sorry, when your valor is, you know, lesser. All right.
it just like, I hate that it makes you choose add Grievous or unlock a blessing to be used.
yeah.
I feel
Oh,
like you
we
should
got
do
cut
both.
out real bad right there.
That's a rule I've changed. I don't do that. When you gain a new valor, it unlocks that, and then you can choose to buy something with your valor. I don't know. I just figure that you're adventuring, and it kind of, that weapon or armor grows accustomed to you. I don't know. Maybe that's OP. I don't know. We'll find out. But I don't know. As much adventure points as it takes to raise these things,
Yeah.
I don't see it's that OP, to be honest.
I mean, by the time we're even using all of it anyways, you better be throwing Balrogs at us, so we will need it.
Yeah. Or the Nazgul.
Right. Well, I guess so. Does my Leaf Blade have a second blessing? Like, I'll use my Yule or my Fellowship time to do that.
Let me get to it. It does.
Really want to know if Dane's Mail has a third blessing also. It can be even more OP.
I will unlock it in the journal, but not put it on the description of your sword in your character sheet. That way we know that it's not. Or I'll make a note in the journal as well that it's not unlocked yet.
Yeah,
You just know about it.
Going up to 4 is it 20 XP points, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
So your second blessing on that sword is Superior Fell. Your injury rating gets increased by 4.
Holy shit.
Which you get a piercing blow. Good luck for them to
They're
read.
Yeah.
Their arm is going to get, it penetrates armor really well, so it becomes armor piercing. That's what it happens.
Holy shit. 6 more sessions before I can go to Valor 4. Well,
Yeah,
5
it's a
after.
lot. I've got like 15 points. I have to
Holy
save them. I can't really do anything till I get a few more.
That's crazy.
I
I mean, I could raise something to 2, I guess, but I really prefer to save it and get something useful.
Okay. So you chose that. Wanderer, you're doing these pondered storied maps.
Yep.
Harobrand changed his useful item. Bane, what did you do? Or planning to do?
You said it has to be individual, just before I...
Yeah, I allow you guys to choose an individual one.
No, but it has to be individual. It can't be group. That's what I'm saying, because it has G and I. So.
Oh. Yeah, because everyone else has chosen to do some individual things, so there wouldn't be a group left to do a group one. Sorry.
So in that case, I guess I will not do Strength and Fellowship, and I will do... Well, someone else is pondering stories, so... And the others require Yule time, so I guess I shall gather rumors. So otherwise I'm writing a song, and I kind of already have a song. And I don't know what the rumors will find me, but I kind of just want to find a rumor, I guess. Listening for things that might be useful.
Right.
Even though I know we gathered quite a few of those already.
Hold on. Okay. Let me think about that one when we take a break, and then I'll have that for you. All right. Wanderer, your quest for Aristor and to get some more Miravor. And you are indeed granted with another bottle.
That was 6 uses in each one, was it? Or was it 10?
Hold on. And I will tell you because I don't have it memorized. Oh, it isn't perfectly specified. But I was going to give you one that has 8 uses in it.
8? Okay. So that brings me up to 11. Because I have 3 in my current bottle. There we go.
And wrong page. Damn it. Each of you, and you can drag this from the traveling items, is given one cake of limbus bread.
Ooh.
Oh, I still had some from the last one. So I got 2.
So if at the end of a journey you eat it, it removes 1 point of fatigue. And also, if you take a short rest, you gain an extra amount of endurance equal to your wisdom rating. So if you go to at the end of a journey and then take a short rest, you can do that then. Do take care of both of them, but it's enough for a full day. It's enough food for a full day. 1 cake. Okay, and let me put that on Hogar's. And all the NPCs. Lescaline. And Narnia. Cool. All right. So, oh, I've got mine over there. Okay, let's take a break now,
Cool.
and then we'll come back and we'll set out on our journey. That's all the maintenance done.
Okay. See you in a few.
Yeah. It is the morning of the 25th of Nanama. A few days left of winter. And out on the courtyard, your horses have been brought out. There's elven stable hands, obviously holding them and giving them some last minute food. There's a number of up on the balcony of the house of Elrond, like up in here. Oh, you guys are on this. No, I'm on the Rivendell grounds map, by the way. If anyone is.
Yeah, I can't move my token if it matters.
You should be able to.
Yep, I can't. Oh wait, I'm on the. Helps if I go to the right button.
I figured I was about to, because I just tried to move it and I couldn't move it. I looked up. Of course, I had the wrong thing.
I was over on the journals to look at the map, the calendar. I mean.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. But up on this balcony here, there are elves there to bid you farewell. This, this entire area here is actually just a covered walkway. It's not a building. And so there's elves in there looking out upon you as well. And Elrond is there, as you can see, obviously, with Lindir. The 8 companions. Your road lies before you. And your quest will be filled with great danger, but it is necessary. Unfortunately, once again, for us to do this. And may blessings follow you and aid you in your quest. And I bid you farewell. The rumor, Bane, that you heard is something about Mount Graham. And based upon, some of this would come from knowledge that your party actually gathered in the last book. And more knowledge has been given, but the kidnappings, but the rumor is that the orcs and goblins of Mount Graham have an agreement with bandits, which you've known about, which is part of the knowledge that you guys helped to contribute, but the rumor is that they're being compensated, the bandits, with old dwarven gold left behind in Mount Graham when the enemy took over the tunnels of Durin's folk. Which I'm sure fills you with no shortage of anger.
Bane feels rage.
And the other thing you learn, although you may have already known this part, is that the orcs of Mount Graham have a particular hatred of hobbits above all else, based upon their past defeat some time ago. But that's what you've gained from it.
Good thing Fold is so that that's your first target every time.
Yeah. Alright. It would be, if you'd have to keep him shielded, you keep your ring on, Fulvus. You just hide. Okay. So, oops, I haven't moved the dwarves tokens. So on the map of Eriador, they've set out five days ago. They will be, what is it? Because they're on foot. Yeah? Oh, no, on mounts.
Defeat.
What?
I'm laughing at the chat.
Oh, right.
It's a little punny.
Yeah, I saw that. All right, so Bellar and Company would be, oh my god, I'm not on the right. Same thing. They have what? 3 days to the last bridge. They're going to be almost to Weathertop by now. If I got that all right, actually I can be right about Weathertop.
And I forget, were the elves leaving the same time we were? Or, well, they're
No.
on foot. The elves left.
Yeah, they are on foot, and they would have had to leave earlier too. Oh, I didn't write that one down, did I?
Yeah, but it was only like by a day or two, not as much as the dwarves.
Wait, well, at least Bellar's coming. Bellar's coming has to like swing all the way around to hit them to then march.
Yeah, well, there's 2 days less. Look at what Unicorn has done to it. So they would have actually left 2 days after. Should have actually noted that. So they would have left 2 days. Do I have this right? Oh, god damn it. Right. They would have left on the 23rd. Hold on. Hit the note. Okay, good. Done. So they would be. Where are they at? They're almost to the bridge. You guys might overpass them a little bit. Overtake them. Okay. So we start a journey phase. And so we will begin with a travel roll from Bane, and we can have, you can roll it from the fellowship sheet if you so wish.
Okay.
You don't have to, but it's down at the bottom for the rolls, right above where the journey log is.
So, it helps me. believe Wanderer helped me, so it's an additional plus. Well, with the Ponder Stories thing, so it's a plus one.
The Ponded Storage map is actually the. Sorry, it doesn't go for your travel roll. I looked it up. Is for deciding what actually happens at that point.
Oh,
I told you wrong when I first told you.
let's see. So there's that. I get 3.
And it's daytime, so you don't get your nighttime bonus.
No, I do not.
No.
But well, we're gonna rest later. As well. We'll try it. Well, let's see how I do first. I don't need to spend help yet.
Success.
Success.
And okay. Oh God. Stop. Yes. You are.
To be fair, we did kind of clear out. Well, we the battle of Gandalf cleared out that part of the road. Then 2 armies just marched through that part of the armies.
Yeah, there better not be anything here because 75 elven hosts are like 2 days ahead of you. You actually are going to pass them up because they're on foot. All right. So you are in. Let's do this right. You are, because you're in the Troll Shells, you are in Darklands. So let's roll this. Are you not going to? Oh, I have to alt click it. Ah, you know what? That roll doesn't allow me to give the +1.
Zala rolls it.
Yeah, 1 second. What did... Ugh. I don't know if anyone happened to see what the feet die.
No.
I don't think it tells you.
So you'd have seen the dice on the screen.
Yeah, that would be it.
It disappeared. Because it doesn't tell me. Well, because lookout is a 3 and shortcut's a 9. I guess are those separate.
Oh yeah,
rolls?
there goes event type, a 9. That's it. That's the feet die
Oh.
roll. Yes. Cool.
So it'd be
It'd be a 10, which is chance meeting.
we run into the other army. No.
Some rangers are coming up from the angle.
Okay, so as we discussed, we will determine this as a group.
So who we have a chance meeting with?
Yeah, what's the nature of it? Me personally, I'm kind of thinking it's some of the army that's gone on ahead that's maybe scouting back.
I could kind of see some of the rangers from the angle coming up, like
That's a
checking
good
to
one.
see what's going on, where they can, if they can provide any assistance.
Okay, I like that. And let's.
Because I can't imagine large groups of people going down that road not seen by the rangers.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think who would be the troll shaws, and in this particular section of Dangerous Road. Yeah, it'd probably be the army or rangers or
I know it. Yeah, okay. I know how we'll do. So, you guys are. You're not far into your journey, actually, and you're all on mounts, which speeds up your journey time. I mean, you guys. It's only a day and a half to the last bridge on mount, and you are, well, 3/4 of the way through a day, the first day out. And I'll make the lookout needs to make a roll. And the lookouts.
Narniel and Gandalf.
Ah. It's the only one I don't have. I'll let Narniel roll, because Gandalf will probably succeed. Well, I'll let them both roll, I guess. But well, Narniel did really well. Awareness is not one of Gandalf's biggest skills, but still. So he's only got 4. Only. And you, as you're writing, then you hear Gandalf. Look there to your left. There in the trees. And you see 2 humans. And they look to be of ranger type. One of them you recognize as Raven, who had journeyed with you before. And the other, only Wanderer knows. Knows as Orothel. And they call out to you. Travelers on the East Road. Hail and well met.
Hail, my friends. What brings you out this way?
We saw from afar a large host moving west, and we have journeyed north to see what we could see of it. And here we find Wanderer and Gandalf, Bane and Herobrand. This Raven, they know you. Agamandil. And Hogard, don't forget me, you know me.
She was just saving the best for last. I kind of.
All right.
Yes, that is our companies. We are leaning up to the north towards some orc camps. The dwarf company is taking one, elf company another, and the company here are taking a third. Once those are taken care of, we're heading to Mount Graham afterwards. Troubling news comes from the area.
These are some of the same camps we were taking care of before Yule, then.
Yes, one's further to the east.
You have a dangerous road ahead of you. Although, immediately I would say you would not, with a whole host of elves traveling before you. Should be an easier journey for at least part of it.
Hopefully so. But if you could pass word to the other rangers in the area that there are trolls on the move that could potentially attack villages, please assist those villages.
It is a subject that has been of discussion amongst us of late. In fact, we have just come from a camp where that was the topic of conversation. We were headed north anyway, when we saw the host of elves. But come, this day is waning, and we would be honored if you would share a camp with us this eve.
Of course, in these areas, numbers are better.
Indeed they are.
The honor would be ours, actually.
And they lead you south off the road a little ways. Into an area you couldn't see from the road, but it kind of goes through some narrow, just wide enough for their horses. And at one point you have to get down and lead your horse. You can't stand on top of it, or sit on top of it. Sorry. Yeah, you stand on top of your horses. You're a circus act. And because
Army elves are showing off again.
Yes, because the branches come in. Wanderer, you know very well they are leading you to one of the sort of secret locations of the Rangers that they have down this way. And you get led into a clearing, which is surrounded densely by trees, and there's a bit of rock outcropping on one side as well. And I will although I've got to drag a bunch of tokens out, which is a problem with having a big company. Didn't get a chance to get them populated ahead of time, but I should have just one big token called the Fellowship. It's just got all your pictures.
I was about to suggest that.
Just got all your pictures in it and displayed in a certain way, but
just one big collage.
yes. There we go. I think that's... I'm missing anyone? No, I'm not. That's 10. There should be 10 of you. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, you see that Raven was was carrying some game that she had just hunted and sets about preparing a meal. And you rest and relax, and they inform you Wander, while you have been with the elves, Talendil has, well, we haven't all met up, but he sent word from runners coordinating our scouting of the region. And we have noticed again movement of the enemy. Although it wasn't Orithel and I, but others of our order have run into troll patrols as well, headed north. Now, they were dispatched, of course, but since our journeys earlier before Yule, some of the travels had stopped, the journeys of the enemy, I mean.
Yes, I noticed the same while I was in Bree. Very little activity. But once I left Bree and headed back towards Rivendell, we did come across a couple of trolls and learned of a meeting in the north. That is probably what you came across.
A meeting?
They were traveling. Yes.
What on earth for? And then she looks at all of you. What could this mean?
Nothing good, that's for sure. But we got no further details of the meeting. We dispatched the trolls shortly thereafter as they were discussing eating humans in the villages along their journey. And of course, we couldn't have that.
This is terrible news. We have heard some similar stories, not about a meeting, but Talendil has us redoubling our efforts. This is why we were headed north anyway, but here at least we shall have some peace tonight. She serves up some roast rabbit. And a good bit of drink as well. Orithel happened to have a bottle of mead with her. Though it doesn't go too far because there's quite a few of you, but she is happy for it to be finished up. And Raven looks to you, Herobrand, as they're sitting back, some with pipeweed, Gandalf definitely, enjoying their mead. My lord Herobrand, perhaps we could have a song. I see you have a new toy. Looks to be of elven make.
It is indeed. I don't feel I'm worthy of it, but maybe
No.
I'll try something.
Nonsense. You have a wonderful singing voice. Once you roll all ones. Just,
Right. Here, hold on. Yeah, that's okay. Very good. Let's see what I do with this. Okay.
Give yourself a +1, remember.
Okay. So
Since it's a useful item.
and a bonus die. Yep.
Oh, you beat it by 4 points.
Okay, so I sing a little song about the countryside near Dale in the springtime. I don't know, something.
Cool. Yeah. Have peace. And it's just the thing to set people's hearts at ease. Oops.
Yeah, the theme is sort of about like when the darkest stays, then they start to turn to light, and the cold starts to turn to warmth, and things will get better, that kind of thing.
Cool. And unless anyone else wants to say anything, the evening passes peacefully.
Bane would be slightly curious about Orothel, since this is a new person. Where they range. Any
Okay.
tales they have to tell.
One moment on that, and I will tell you.
Just because I know where Raven generally ranges, and we've seen her before, but not this person.
True. Who are you? You're a stranger. One second. I thought I had her background written down, but or handy. Sorry, but
To be fair, it looks like a sketch straight from the book, but I'm like, I don't know what the
it
book
is.
You're right, I'm not delved into the ruins of the Lost Realm or the other book.
Shh! Don't give away secrets.
As I said, I haven't delved into it, so I don't know. Maybe some of them.
She is. So I didn't actually fully describe her to you. So actually, I'm glad you brought it up because I should have done better. She's an older woman. Looks to be in her 60s actually. Gaunt and careworn, a lined face like old leather. Now, Wanderer, you know her as an adept hunter and a tracker. Relentlessly practical. She doesn't tolerate fools, though she's not been rude at all. But she carries a blade. The hilt. Oh, sorry, it's a dagger. Hilt in the form of a coiling dragon with rubies for eyes. And she stays mostly quiet, but when Raven was talking about... I mean, I kind of summarized the story. I should have had her roleplay to both of them, to be honest, but... She did contribute some of the discussion or news that Raven was saying, but... Mostly quite bitter about... or happy about taking the trolls' lives from them. And determined to do more.
Well, with Mormog calling another gathering, perhaps their alliance with orcs, depending. But we cannot scout them out at the same time as we must combat the camps.
Mormog, this is Ortho. Raven had mentioned Mormog to me at some time ago. Up in the Etten Moors, if I recall correctly. Or at least that's where you last encountered him.
We encountered him at, where I have to look at the map, at the Broadcleave.
Oh, far, far up.
Yes, so he had gathered trolls to him. He might still be gathering trolls to him, and we hindered his efforts to cross the Horwell. But he might be continuing efforts or shifted his focus, but it seems trolls still gathered to him.
He is a mighty foe, but we shall bring him down.
You can, as you're talking about this, you can see her getting more and more angry. And her face just creasing up, you know. If I had my way, I would lead a team of the Dunedain up, straight up to him, and remove his head from his body.
You shall get your chance yet.
Perhaps. Talendil is wise. It has always been, as you know, Wanderer, the duty of our people to protect these lands. And were us to all go charging up north to the Broadcleave, we would leave many unprotected. It torments me. Sorry, Jacob, I cut you off.
All I was going to say was, not to mention, it would require quite a force to march past the, I believe it was 50 or 100 trolls that we saw there. It was a decent amount of them.
I
can't.
40 or something.
Sorry?
I feel like I remember it being like 40 trolls. Something like that, 40 or 50.
Yeah, it was about 50 from that meeting.
Yes, and not to mention our current plan relies heavily on timing for surprise.
Yes. So we've known little of Mormog's movements since then.
She's shaking her head, and she's... You know, two of us could move unawares, where our company could not. Talendale did say we are to be scouting. And he did say Eregion, but he didn't say we couldn't wander further north. Raven looks at her and just puts her head in her hands. Oh, Orthel, there's no controlling you.
Well, we do have some elves out that are helping with scouting, as well as Hairbrand here sending out his bird friends to assist. So scouting to help provide information is always a great help.
Especially since most of the scouts are not in Mormog's direction.
Well then, that settles it for me. We will carry on our journey north, and we'll keep going. Let that be our contribution.
It
And
is
if word
appreciated.
can be sent to you, we shall give it.
Fate nods. And though I doubt you shall need it, be careful, especially with a blade such as that. Fate knows good craftsmanship.
It was called Dragon Tooth. It's been in. It's an heirloom of my family, and I intend to pass it on to my daughter when the time is right. But it remains ever sharp. I am the lucky one.
But as I said, caution. You do not wish to have it handed to her too soon. Bings.
Indeed not. And I wish to see this business to the end. To see Eriador put back to a much more peaceful time.
Aye.
And with that, I think we should retire to bed. We all have journeys ahead of us.
Aye, we can. There are more than enough of us to keep watch. Not to mention the elves that need that sleep.
I need no sleep. I will stand watch through the night.
Oh, I forgot you have that.
He has that, but the awareness score might. I don't know what his awareness score might be.
Yeah.
0 and not favored.
I'll keep watch, guys. I don't need sleep.
But I'll never see it coming.
It was just the wind.
Just to nothing gets by on my watch. Except a whole host of elves, it would seem.
I like to imagine it's like a video game guard. It's just like.
Okay. The morning, or so the night passes without event. You wake up feeling actually very well rested for being out on the road. And still being, well, you've had a nice fire, but still being fairly cold. Let me advance the, oh, I need to advance the day anyway. Let's see. That was the end of that day, so it's now the 27th. And I'm going to go back out to the area to our map. And I should also advance. Because you guys had journeyed a day, so the elves have made it to the last bridge. Peller and company are almost to Bree. Actually, just a little bit further. Oh, they had camped near the Midwater Marshes. Midwater Marshes. Not. They had a smelly night.
Hope they brought their
Maybe they
bug net.
camped south of the road a bit, you know.
Yeah, definitely. All right.
Where's the? I guess it's further west. Or east. I was gonna say they could have stayed at the last inn.
Oh, yeah, it's a little bit further west. Yeah. Almost there, but it was getting a little bit too late for them. Okay, and then for you guys, we got enough time. I think we'll determine how far we get and what the next journey event is, at least. Depending on what it is, we may or may not resolve it, or that leaves me something to prepare. And in fact, we might as well just roll a few more rolls like we talked about. And then I can get some stuff prepped for next time. All right. So let me come back to... are you guys able to roll an event on the journey? Do you have the ability? There should be a
It doesn't
pair
look like it.
to the right of the word events. There's a plus and a pair of dice in my view.
No,
Nope.
it's just blank on ours.
Okay, well, I'll have to roll it then. You're still in the Darklands.
See, that's another reason I think it thinks it's more on the lore master for that reason, I think.
Oh, okay. Oh, also you need to make a travel roll.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was like, travel.
But that is not the roll. It's going to be ill choices because we get a +1.
Yeah, thankfully. Otherwise, that's a
Yeah, not a good one. Oh, by the way, you gain no fatigue on your chance meeting.
Woo.
Plus, you had a great night too.
All right. Well, I'm assuming I still don't get my nighttime bonus, so we're just gonna roll.
Yep. That's a lot of dice. Success. Okay.
Yeah. A lot of dice because I still have to hit a 17.
So that puts you guys all the way at the last bridge, and Glorfindel and company are. You catch it, you're gaining on them. Actually, they're only gonna be a little bit ahead. They're mounted actually, so they would have made it all the way to Bree, the dwarf company, by the time you got to the last bridge. And ill choices. So where are we at? Where is it at? Ah, here we go.
Which side to look under the bridge? There's a troll.
It's for a lookout, but suggestions. Maybe the scout couldn't decide on the right way and lost precious sleep finding a good path. The hunter worried about scanty provisions. The lookout feared The lookout feared constantly about putting the company in danger, etc.
Well, then, finally out in the trees. Out of the trees.
Yes. And worried about that. The lookout is... Oh, same thing. NPCs again.
Yeah.
Alright. I'll go ahead and make this roll, and then we'll make some travel rolls for the rest, or quite a few of the rest of them. Or at least up to Corvin. Let's see.
Whoa.
Where are you? That's way better.
Still, so
Ooh.
it only affects that person. So I think I'll improvise this one. You've left the trees and in the open, and Narnia feels that even though you pass through the troll shalls, she still feels like between the bridge and Rivendell, it still has the protectiveness of the elves. And now that you're here, just the weight of what's ahead of you has just overwhelmed her. And she gains Shadow Point.
Oh, no. That's bad for elves, Narnia.
Yes, that's a dread. So let's see if
She can resist it.
yep. So dread is a valor roll. Narniel's character sheet, come here. Oh, she's not got a lot of valor. No. And a shadow point she keeps.
Damn.
And where's her shadows points? Oh, here they are. And then Gandalf steps in. To comfort her. The strength of one is the strength of the entire fellowship. And we are all together on this. And look, Narnia. We have passed through the Trollshaws unscathed. There is reason to hope. Let us move across the bridge and into the wood, south of the road to make camp. And there perhaps you will feel a little more secure. And perhaps we look at your maps, Wanderer, and discuss our way north. For here is where we leave. We leave the road. Okay, so I have 20 minutes left, so let's make some rolls for travel, and then we'll do experience. Let me get a journey map up that I have to follow. Oh, wow. We actually rolled on the wrong table, but that's okay. Because, well, I rolled for the journey event as if you were still in the Darklands, but you're actually in the Wildlands, which means the rolls are not as severe as in the Darklands, but still. It was good for story. Oh, and fatigue. I didn't finish that one out. Hold on a minute before we do any rolls. Now, we have all gained 2 fatigue. Although, don't write it down on your sheets.
Okay.
We'll
Just note it.
I'm going to note it on the journey sheet here.
Okay, running tally.
And then we'll worry about it if there's a combat. And I'll definitely worry about it when we get to Corvin. Alright. Cool. Okay then. So, if I recall right, yeah, we definitely leave the road right here is what the plan is. And Corvin. Okay. Let's have a travel roll then, please.
God, I really love this journey sheet.
Isn't
It's
it
so
great?
cool.
Isn't it great?
Success. Okay.
3 X's.
3 X's. Okay. So.
Meteor is like a tuning. Guides me.
Do I actually move you, or do I just make a note of it?
You can probably make a note of it. Or you can move us right now. I mean, it's up to you. I mean, if you want to, probably you could mark it and then as we encounter these things, move us the appropriate distance.
Look at the events list there on the event sheet. Look at that. We got a blank called result. So, meet Raven and Orithel. Narniel has dread. So, if I make for these events that we roll, I'll put in the result where it occurred, like how many hexes, and then I'll
That's the idea.
prepare some stuff. So I'll just leave us where we're at. So I'll make the roll here. We are definitely in Darklands, so 3 hexes. 1, 2, 3. We only need to make one more roll actually before we're at Corwin. All right. We're definitely in Darklands. Shortcut. What is the roll? 8. So 9 still makes it. 8 and 9 mean the same thing. Shortcut. So 3 hexes. Okay. Another travel roll, please.
Look, that's really pulling their weight.
I know it. Hope it's not broke. It's always the lookout. Let's see if the next one comes up that.
Oh,
Great success. That is, well, you're definitely in Corwin by then.
Still rolled as Darkland for regen type.
Yeah, you're back in Darkland. It's
Oh, I see.
the last.
Okay.
As soon as you left the Troll Shawls, right around the last bridge, it's in Wildlands. But as soon as you go 1 hex north of the last bridge, you're back in Darklands again.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, but that's a good one.
just because I'm curious, the ranger thing doesn't affect that at all because we have Wanderer with us, right? She doesn't have anything special with that. I just seem to recall something about Borderlands and Rangers, and my brain's putting things together.
Do you recall Wanderer?
Unless that's a thing they have when they choose
Hmm.
battle.
No, I can't remember at the moment. Let's see. Where's my roll?
Yeah, it'll still be ill choices even with your +1 because a result of 2 or 3 equals ill choices, and it's for the hunter this time. So it's not broken. Just got lookout 3 times in a row. And
So make a roll, huh?
well, we'll do it.
Okay.
This is just for me to prepare, and then we'll. Is that how we're going to do? We're not going to have actually do the rolls. Just find out what they are, and then we deal with the rolls.
Okay. Sure.
Makes sense.
However you want. Yeah, that's fine.
Let's try it. We can modify as we go through things. All right. Cool. Is there anything about being a ranger?
Seeing anything unless I'm looking over it. And I've got Ways of the Wild, but that's when I make a roll using Explore, Hunting, or Travel. I can spend a hope to get a magical success.
Maybe it's
Maybe it was. Jacob, what you're thinking of is another cultural virtue of the Rangers that Saul doesn't have.
Oh yeah, I skipped over cultural virtues because
what I was thinking, but trying to look through it. Let's see, red. No, it's fatigue during journey.
I don't see it. Wow, there's one to think of. Salt endurance of the ranger. If you're wearing leather armor and carry no shield, you never gain fatigue on a journey.
I know what
ooh, I
it is.
need that because I never use my shield.
Yeah. I figured out what it is. My brain just looked at it. That's why. It's because if you have Gilrain as your patron, that's why.
Oh, right.
Yeah, basically anything within the old realm of Arnor journey events are determined as if they're borderlands, so it doesn't matter even if it's all the way up near Karn. Well, maybe Karn Doom's a little close, but anything owned by Arnor at one point. Good for
So
journey.
the day is now the 28th, where you're at the last bridge. First quarter of the moon. Okay. So, got some stuff I can prepare for that, and we'll get by with that. Okay, let's do experience, and then we'll call it. Let's see. Hey, no Eye of Sauron this time.
Don't jinx us, man.
That's another thing I was going to ask. Does rolling Gandalf runes on the travel roll or on well, I guess on the roll, it doesn't affect the roll event at all?
No, it just means a automatic success. No, regardless of what the success dice show up, it just means you have definitely succeeded. Okay. Oh. That didn't work. Okay, let's do it this way then. There we go. Experience points.
Perfect.
Thank you.
So, already, that's improved the way, personally at least, that I enjoy the journey phase. There was quite a lot of role-playing there, and I wasn't stressed out about it.
Plus, you get chances to determine what happens.
Yeah, I like that. That is definitely the way forward.
Mm-hmm.
Although
Yeah.
those two things rolled, I could probably improvise those quite easily, but still. I like it.
We got 4 events like just knocked out real quick too, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, those journey pages are super, super cool.
Okay. It also helps when I don't fail my travel roll. Gets us through it a little bit.
Yeah. No, it's good. I haven't put up a new sign up, but I will do that.
Oh, I'm gonna miss the next one. Damn.
Oh no. So is your plan to, are we opening with that last event, the ill choices one?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Cool. Because we all get a shadow from that, I think.
Is that... No, ill choices, it's only the target. So that's...
Oh.
And then, damn it.
Was it? I thought that was the other way around.
That's what it says on my list anyway.
What was it? What's the other one called? I can't think of
Shortcut.
it. No, the other one that gives.
Oh.
Here we go.
Despair gives everyone in the company one shadow
There.
point.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. Cool. Well, at last we are on adventure. The fifth session into it. Setup is done. Quite a good solid setup though. Who will live? Who will die? What will happen in this battle?
Trying to jinx us already?
Uh-huh. It's my job.
I forgot how much I like the back section of this book with the descriptions of each little area.
Sorry, can you say that again?
I said I just forgot how much I like the back section of this book. That tells you the little areas and gives you ideas for each area.
What book is it?
The main one.
Oh,
The,
oh yes,
like,
the oh, what do they call it?
Appendix?
No. It's the World, Chapter 9, the World.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
what. Tales of the
Traveling in the chat.
Tales
Encounters
of
in
the
the East.
Tales of the Lone Lands is just full of that. Not Tales, sorry. Oh god.
Adventures?
Ruins of the Lost Realm. That
Oh.
book is just full of more of that stuff because it proved to be very popular with people in the games. Like, give us more of that.
Yeah, I have Ruins of the Lost Realm. I'm still waiting on the other one that I'm assuming is going to come with my Moria one.
What, the Tales of the Lone Lands?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Played a Moria one at the con we were at. It actually worked pretty well. Although I felt more in constant danger in there.
Yeah, we were scouting party for Balin.
Oh, right.
Go
Yeah.
check it out before he came with the bigger group.
Sounds like a good adventure.
Yeah. At least us two knew. You know, we saw undead. We're like, nope, we're out because none of us have magic weapons. We need to get out of here like now. Like, we need to live. Like we were in Moria. It was
Last
not
bridge. Oh.
Yeah. Well, what was funny was, you know, the you know, I know you kind of made fun of me, but I was like, I saw a sword. I'm like, I'm going for this sword because it's a special sword. Even if there's spiders, I don't care what's around at this point. We need something to fight these things. So, special looking sword. It's also a pretty cool sword. Remembrance. Then we had to sneak through orcs dressed as orcs.
You can't go through Moria with not put your skin on.
Yeah. Our beard through our clothes. Well, there's like 1,000 orcs in that cavern. It's like,
Yeah.
not good.
Actually, stop the recording.